This week's Parsha, Sisa, we have unfortunately one of the most tragic events in all of Chumash, which is the sin of the golden calf. We know that right after the experience of Har Sinai, not too long after, the Jewish people fell into that very dark place of sinning with the golden calf. And although it's true that according to Chazal, the vast majority of Jews did not actually partake in that sin itself, but nevertheless, allowing that to take place and allowing a minority of Jews to succumb to that, everyone is to blame. It's one of the darkest moments of our people's history. Now, what's interesting is that realizing that is that's contained in our Parsha, the name of our Parsha becomes that much stranger. The name of the Parsha is Sisa, which means to lift up the heads of the Jewish people, to raise us up. And in fact, the reason why it's called that is because the beginning of the Parsha discusses the mitzvah of counting the Jewish people and using a machzah shekel, using a coin. In order not to count Jews directly, you count what they give, a machzah shekel. And so, Sisa, raising up our heads. That's a very ironic name for a Parsha that contains within it the darkest point of our people's history in that time period. And so how do we make sense of that? That the Parsha that's called Raising Up the Head contains within it the sin of the golden calf. So there's a teaching from Rav Yosef of Ishbitz. The Ishbitzer taught the following thing. He said that it's sometimes specifically in the aftermath of a terrible mistake that a person is truly able to find their inner greatness. And the Ishbitzer explains that sometimes when a person falls, depending on how far the fall was, it determines how difficult it is to get back up. And so sometimes when a person makes a mistake, a simple minor mistake, so you brush yourself off and you start over again, not the biggest deal. But when a person makes a huge mistake, when the Jewish people make a mistake on the caliber of the golden calf, and still to get back up and to move on and to say, you know what, I'm not going to allow that to destroy my future. And more than that, I'm going to use that experience to be a catalyst for my future growth. That shows an inner strength that maybe a tzaddik might not ever express. So a tzaddik that never makes a mistake might not ever really find within themselves that unbelievable energy of fighting through clouds of darkness and fighting through obstacles. But it's dafka, the Baal Tshuva, or someone who's trying to become the Baal Tshuva, who makes that huge mistake and is nevertheless not stopped by it, but uses that mistake as fuel for his fire to go forward and to climb out of that abyss. That shows an inner strength. And therefore said the Ishbitzer, it's specifically this Parsha which contains within it the sin of the golden calf, the greatest mistake we've ever made. That's specifically the Parsha which is called Sisa, because our ability to overcome that and to use that mistake as motivation to go further, that's actually expressing our inner strength. So Hashem should help that we should be able to find that strength within ourselves to be able to always move weiter and to climb and to use all negative experiences as fuel for that passion. And Hashem should help that both individually and collectively we should see the redemption of our people. The B.S. called Tzaddik Meher V'Meinu Amen.
Thank you, Hashem. Thank